To fight back against bullying, the boy came to school with his live stream running. But what he filmed, if it wasn't teachers discussing academics, it was the school beauty's butt. He went to the school infirmary, only to inadvertently encounter the school nurse changing clothes. Ajay is a second-year high school student from a poor background. Because he was often bullied by his classmates, he made a head-mounted camera, wanting to fight against school violence through the method of live streaming. But as soon as he entered the classroom, he was humiliated by his classmates. Someone even went as far as to throw chalk at his head. The teacher ordered him to take down the camera, but AG brought up the law to confront the teacher. The teacher couldn't win the argument against him, so he took him to see the principal. The principal, who was in the middle of smoking, heard the knock and quickly extinguished the cigarette butt, aired out the smell, and freshened his breath. After listening to the teacher's complaint, the principal wanted to forcibly dismantle Ajay's camera, but Ajay had already welded the helmet shut before leaving home. Suddenly, the trash can in the office began to smoke. Evidently, the cigarette butt from just now had not been extinguished. The panicked principal forgot about the camera's existence and directly performed a high-altitude throw for everyone, nearly hitting a student who was passing by. He took Ajay to look for tools to remove the helmet, but upon entering a classroom, they discovered the teacher wasn't holding class at all. It turned out the teacher had drunk too much last night and was hiding in the storage room, sound asleep. In order not to damage the image of the teaching team, the principal had no choice but to first let Ajay go to class. Next, Ajay changed into sportswear and came to the sports field to continue his physical education class. The teacher was just wondering what was going on with the camera on his head when he was suddenly found and called out by a female colleague. After the teacher called for free activity, Ajay's gaze was attracted by the warm-up movements of the school bully's girlfriend. Coincidentally, a female classmate who was watching his live stream shouted, "Pervert!" The angry school bully went forward and pushed him over, but this drew the dissatisfaction of the school beauty. Although the school beauty was the school bully's girlfriend, she was very disgusted by this use of violence. She personally accompanied Ajay to the school infirmary to get bandaged up. She had originally intended to report to the PE teacher first, but she ran into the teacher conducting a one-on-one tutoring session. The embarrassed teacher quickly approved their leave. The school beauty accompanied Ajay to the infirmary door, but the nurse just had Ajay sit down and apply some medicine himself. She, on the other hand, changed her clothes off to the side while complaining about how lonely she was and how much she longed for the opposite sex. At this moment, AG unintentionally looked up and happened to see the scene of the nurse taking off her clothes. He was clearly aware that he was live streaming to the whole internet and immediately ran away in a panic. He went to the changing room to put on his outer clothes, only to find his own clothes were missing. He wanted to ask the security guard for help to check the surveillance, but the security guard, who was in the middle of binge-watching a drama, had no time to deal with him. Suddenly, a man jumped over the security check and began chasing the PE teacher all over the place. It turned out that the man, through Ajay's live stream, had discovered the affair between the PE teacher and his own wife. The security guard, annoyed at having his drama watching interrupted, took a stun baton and gave each of the two men one jolt. After that was done, he went back to continue watching his drama. After seeing this, Ajay quickly slipped away. The next day, all the faculty and staff at the school were not having a good time. Looking at the school's negative material online, the guard who zapped people on site, the lonely nurse, the high-altitude throwing principal, the teachers who skipped work to have love affairs, they knew clearly that if they continued to let Ajay livestream, the school would go out of business. Therefore, everyone unanimously felt that the camera had to be taken off. In the end, the principal decided to first go to Ajay's home to communicate with his parents. Afterwards, he announced the meeting was dismissed, but he kept the school nurse behind separately.